Hey, 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 this is your recap Aunty. Hey, y'all, we are here to have our front porch talk from Friday's episode and then also a little bit of this and that over the weekend. Y'all really did some talking, honey. So, let's see what y'all got to say today. All right. Whew. All right, now we're going to be here talking about episode number 93. But before we do, let's see what y'all are talking about on the actual front porch talk video. Let's see. We have Raquel Batson, 3260. Hey, Raquel, girl. Raquel says, I love the new background. The tatas are sitting up. Thank you, girl. Ain't she cute? She is so precious, girl. I love her. I love her so much. But thank you, my love. I appreciate it. Thank you, Raquel. We have Miss Pearlie, 9546. She says she saw a GUN briefly. Kenny had it. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Miss Pearlie. I appreciate you. Miss Pearlie Cole, 9546. Thank you. And we have my girl Cynthia Judkins, 2250. She just gave me some hearts. Thank y'all so much for your support and your words. You know, over here, your words matter. You know, as long as we keep it, nice and respectful. A lot of us have our own opinions, and I love hearing the opinions. So let's see. Whew, child, y'all have over 43 comments, girls and boys. I mean, you men and women. I love it though. I love it. I love all the comments and stuff. So let's see. The first comment that I do see is Cynthia Judkins, 2250. If I put my damn glasses on, y'all, hold on. All right, y'all. We have Cynthia Judkins, 2250. She says, Martin was looking at his grandparents like, I don't know what to say to my mom. Yeah, he was. That was a really great catch, girl. Yeah, he really didn't know what to say. That's why he kept looking back at them. And so she was like, let me leave and see what they got to tell me, because this boy ain't telling me nothing. But yeah, thank you, Miss Cynthia. We also have James. Hey, James. He's our residential gentleman. He says, excellent observation. Martin's grandparents ordered him to keep everything a secret from jump. After 2 years of obeying their messed up direction, Martin is now rendered unable to be truthful with his own mammy. Nicole is looking better and better all the time. Of course you're going to say that, James. Now, she was cute now. She was cute. Even when she gets mad, she's cute. But thank you, James. Okay, we have LA214LA. Hey, Lala, that's also a nickname of mine. So, hey, girl, hey. She says, Sam, the actress Sam has always looked her age to me. Yeah, it just seemed like on Friday's episode with that ponytail being pulled all the way back. I don't know. It just one of those angles that she did. I was like, okay. I mean, I ain't mad at her now. I ain't trying to age shame or nothing, because I'm 54. So the girl is on there acting like a high schooler. Apparently and clearly, she was convincing to the casting people that she was able to do that role. So she's playing the fuck out of that role. But yeah, anyway, thank you, my love. I think this is the first time you've commented on my video, so please do not let this be the first or last time you have something to say, because over here, your words matter, honey. They do matter. Thank you. We have my girl, Jasmine Williams, 5565. She says, Martin still wasn't spilling to his therapist mama after all that begging. Ted just told her to come down off that pedestal. Nicole was extra. Yeah. She's been extra a lot these last few weeks, but I've been saying that since day one. I was like, When her and Ted was sitting outside on that stoop, when they was doing their little interview for their upcoming wedding anniversary party that Eva had, y'all know what I'm talking about. They did their little interview. I know it was them celebrating her because she got some type of a prestigious doctor award. And they were sitting on that stoop talking. I was like, they too perfect. Something happened. And I think I said before that I could not wait to see Nicole, just be different, not be so perfect, not be so, oh my God, I'm perfect. I wanted her to just cut the fuck off, and she did. She went off on everybody. Like I said, her trust factor, her trust meter, the only person she trusts, honey, is James. She don't trust us no more, baby. But yeah, I agree. She was very, very extra. She has definitely been extra, reacting to Danny, and Andre. Now this situation, which I kind of can give her, a little bit of pull because of the fact that she, That's the mom. He should have been able to. Well, we'll talk about that later. But thank you so much, Jasmine. As always, we have Shy M10. Hey, Shy. Thank you so much for coming back, my love. She said Nicole is on a pedestal. Martin did try to come and talk to her, but she pushed him off and wanted to send him to one of her colleagues. I just love the way you acted everything out. Love it. Thank you, boo. I'm trying, honey. I'm trying to make this a fun channel and do something different because I know a lot of, other creators, they just don't have time to do it or they just don't have the creativity. So recapping and reviewing is my thing, and I'm staying in the lane. I'm not going to be like everybody else. I got to be different, honey. And I'm an actress, honey. Got to put on them voices that I've learned how to do all those years ago. I would love to do some like voiceover commercials and stuff. So anybody out there who got a producer who knows some commercials that they want to run past Auntie, look, my email is right where in the description box. I always put it there. But thank you so much, Shy. I always appreciate you, my love. Thank you. We have Miss Carolyn McWilson, 497. Hey, Carolyn. She said Nicole was so disrespectful today. Okay, wasn't she? I don't ever remember Daddy being that crazy and disrespectful to Mammy and Pappy. I just don't remember that. I was like, Nicole, girl, keep sipping that brown, honey. Maybe that brown gave her some liquid courage and she thought she could talk to, Grandmammy Anita any kind of way. Oh, she was just hurt. She's speaking out of pain. Like they said, these are the different stages and phases she's going to go through, as she, heals. If she can get healed from the damn Ted situation, it's always like one thing after another after another. I don't know when that girl's gonna come back to herself. Maybe she needed to be like this because everybody thought that she was fragile. Anita was like, girl, you've always been raised like she's the firstborn, so they probably did everything that they could to make sure that she had the best in life, the best education. They put her on all the, Jack and Jill's. Yeah, if y'all old school, you know what Jack and Jill is. All of the charm schools, all of the etiquette classes. It's like she's completely different than Danny. Completely different. Completely different than her baby sis. And that's how, in a way, my baby sister and I are different like that. My mom raised me always in church, always. With my sister, oh, she's beautiful. She didn't raise her in church as much, although she does go to church. But my sister had, she's very more vocal, when it came to a lot of things. Me, I was more quiet. I was like, yes, ma'am, and it's not like she raised me like that. I just felt like that's how God wanted me to be. It's different. Parents can be the same parent, but you can raise your kids in different ways. So, but yeah, it's just a difference. And I find a lot of how Nicole was in me. I can't lie. Again, I used to be like that, just when I was married, to my baby daddies, there was a way that I acted back then, and I didn't, I just kept it wrapped all in my world and in my family, and missed out on a lot. And then some people don't tell you things because you have placed yourself on a pedestal, so I get it, honey. Now I'm here, baby. I ain't on no pedestal no more. Fuck that. But thank you so much, Carolyn, as always. We have Jasmine Williams 5565. She said, this is fun. I'm supporting all the creators chiming in on this fantastic drama show. Brava. Yeah, me too, honey. I support them. I watch. A few of them I am subscribed to, but I definitely do watch because I love hearing people's ideas of what they see in each character or their own plot or what they feel might happen. I love it, honey. I be watching from the bushes, girl. I really do. Thank you, Jasmine. We see James responded to Jasmine, and he says, and I'm swinging crazy like Daniel Boone and David Crockett at the Alamo, defending Nicole against all comers. But remember the Alamo. Remember my Febreze goddess. James, ain't nobody fucking with Nicole. Stop it now. Ain't nobody touching her. James, ain't nobody touching Nicole. All right. I think a lot of she was disrespectful how she responded to her mammy and pappy. Now, won't you bend over and give her a spanking? Thank you, James. Okay, we have Jasmine Williams 5565. She's back and she says Nicole was out of bounds with Anita. Yes, they should have told her, but accusing them of running a capo. She is a princess, and the crown was on full display today. Yes, it was, girl. The psychobabble queen couldn't see her own son struggle, or Danny's before she was judging her and Andre, right? She puts on her judge robe. Maybe that's why no one, included her friends, rushed to. Damn. That is true, girl. That's true. That is so true. Oh, I mean, nobody. That's ain't that something? She has to figure out that she's the common denominator. That nobody was too, ready to share with her anything. They didn't want to tell about what happened with him. Even her own child didn't want to tell her what's going on. Even Kat, all the shit that she's trying to find out about Leslie, she might tell her mother a little bit this and that, but you can't trust her because what did she do? Went straight to Leslie's ass and approached her about that damn helmet and shit. So you can't really trust her. She go get diarrhea at the mouth, sometimes. But yeah, that's a shame. She should really do some self-reflection and see, okay, so nobody in my family wanted to tell me. Even Vanessa was too afraid to say, yeah, I was at Orphe Jean's that night, meeting with a friend. Girl, why you just tell her it was Joey? You told her about it before. So Nicole has this bubble that surrounds her, and I think that's what happens. It's a bubble, and nobody wants to burst it. So she's fragile, she's sweet, she's pretty. She's a professional. You don't want to be always psychoanalyzed by her, by the choices that you make. It's like, yeah, I get it though. I definitely do get it. But thank you. We have Miss Carolyn McWilson 497. She responded to Jasmine. She says, I agree. After Nicole has went on her rage tour reading everyone, did Nicole forget Anita was there for her when she was crying about Ted? Right. Exactly. And then when they found out, damn, shit, that she said, well, where's mom? She's not supposed to take no trip. Girl, y'all saw how she acted like a spoiled princess. She's not supposed to go nowhere right now. I need her. Y'all remember that? Danny wasn't crying. Danny was like, sis, calm down. She'll be all right. And I'm here. I know, but I need mommy. You just proved how immature that you are at some things. You just act extra. Baby sis do too. But you internalize that shit, and then it comes out and you just want to blame, 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 blame. Maybe your ass need to sit down with one of your colleagues and talk. Anyway, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Miss Carolyn. We have Crystal Waters 4426. Hey, Crystal, what's going on, girl? She says, Shar girl, the name tag on the table because it was reserved for the Duprees. I thought that they always kept it there, but that time that cameraman saw that damn waiter just scoop it up. I thought they normally always keep that name tag there, girl. Thank you, Crystal. She also says Vernon and Martin came to eat so they could take the name tag away as they sat down and occupy the reserved table, girl. They better not let them eat it with the sign on the table, letting everyone in the establishment know, look, these is where the Duprees sit, motherfuckers. Thank you, Crystal. I've just always thought that they always had that shit there. Crystal, don't let me be going back and looking at these damn episodes and find them eating. At least Danny and Pappy eating, and the Dupree the Dupree packet is still there. Placard is still there, girl. If I can say it, I promise I ain't had nothing to drink, honey. It's Sunday morning. I ain't had nothing to drink. But yeah, girl, I'm gonna be going. But you gonna have me going back, Crystal, just to see them got that damn name there, girl. But hey, Crystal, I'm glad that you found that funny. I love you, girl. Thank you. We have my girl Jasmine Williams 5565. She says, "Spill the tea to honor her. Spill tea to her honor Dupree." Okay, you better say that. Spill tea to her honor Dupree. She can help her son, not judge him and others for what they had to do to save their lives. We're about to see a new, unpolished, imperfect Nicole who might give Danny a run for her scandal money. Yeah, I see that coming, honey. I definitely see Nicole is going to definitely change and be different and just, grab life by its tail and take it for a ride that I hope that she's prepared for, because remember, she's lived this life of being in control and being married to Tad, and she was like saying, her mother was telling her, girl, you ain't never been through this shit before. What about my miscarriages? Girl, that's miscarriage. I mean, I'm not discounting that. Yeah, that's a tough time. But baby girl, you have not been in the type of neighborhoods and been exposed to the type of
shit that we had to go through as far as racial shit, you know. So I think that's what Anita wanted to make sure that she understood. Like, yeah, girl, we all have, down moments and down times. I get that. But when it comes to damn that shit that your grandpappy had to go fight through, oh girl, you have no clue. You have no clue. Okay? Because they know Vernon wouldn't have never been a senator. Or he would have had their senator shit taken back. And again, they was in a sundown town. Them white guys was there to do more than just take their money. They wanted to take their lives. We knew that. They just wanted to have something to do. I remember one time, I don't know if it was a comedian or if it was what was it? One of these comedians or movies, it's like they got something called Hang a Nigga Night. But them men would have definitely, Martin and Vernon would have definitely been part of that night, baby. And they would have had them as a badge of honor. Oh, look here. We done captured a senator and a congressman. Hey, y'all, let's have some beer and celebrate. Child, it would have been different. Would have been way different. But thank you so much, Jasmine. We have Gina Lloyd. Hey, Gina, thank you, my love. Thank you so much. Welcome to the channel. I don't remember ever seeing you mention or say anything on my channel, so thank you and welcome. Please do not let this be the first or the last time you speak, because on this channel, honey, your words do matter. Okay? So she says, I never thought I'd dislike a Dupree, honey, but it has happened. I am done with Nicole. Yeah, a lot of people are. I didn't like, the only thing I didn't like was how she disrespected her mother. I just did not like that. And Anita chose to be the target on that day. She knew that Nicole was going to cut a fool. She knew that. But I think that she was like, girl, I just told you this fucking story. Did you not hear what I just told you? That was so real. So I just broke down the whole damn story, had Shar re-give it to you. And your ass act like you didn't hear what the fuck I just said. Girl, what the fuck is wrong with you? So I do believe that the Duprees, yeah, they did it to save, Martin and, Pappy. But I think they also did it to save face too. Little bit. I do believe that a little bit. I really do. Because their reputation really does matter in that town. That little gossip lady, oh, honey, I heard that, Ted has 2 daughters. Their reputation, that will be all that they damn need. That will be all that they need when that scandal comes out. Because we all know that shit is coming out. Because the gossip lady, what was her name, Anastasia, remember she approached Ted at the table and said, oh, yeah, I heard that you have your bastard child. She did say that she might be making another appearance. So I'm thinking that the word is going to get out in Fairmont Crest about what happened, and she's going to be there to talk about the gossip about what happened. So about Martin killing somebody. So yeah. But yeah, thank you, Gina. Thank you so much. We have Miss Pearlie Cole 9546. Hey, Miss Pearlie. She says, to be fair, when Martin told Nicole about the nightmare, she suggested he see a therapist. As his mother, she shouldn't be his therapist. That is why she wanted him to seek out someone else. Okay, thank you, Miss Pearl. I have a question. Are you in the medical field? Because I feel like you are. Because I'm like that when it comes to life insurance. I don't play about that. So are you in the medical field, or did you have somebody who was affected, or a therapist or something like that? Or have some type of connection? Because you seem to really be well versed when it comes to therapy. Who is supposed to say what? Because your particular statement had me go and look at that particular video again, which is why I posted it. Because I wanted to make sure that I didn't misrepresent what I felt for Nicole. Because I felt like she dismissed his feelings about him telling her that he was losing his mind. I said, well, let me go back and look at it and post it. I know I'm not going to get monetized on it. I'm not worried about it. But I needed to see that for myself. So I thank you, Miss Pearlie, for pushing me past this level or this layer of understanding how Nicole was definitely caught between being a therapist and being a mother. And even when he told her, if y'all go look at the other video, even when he told her, she said, well, do you want me to wear my therapist hat, or do you want me to be a mom? He clearly said that he wanted her to be his mom. And I guess that was her best advice to give him as a mother. Because to me the vibe was still therapist there. She's like, well, how does having the nightmares make you feel? Well, baby, what you need to do is probably see a therapist. She didn't dig. To me, the only thing that I felt that she didn't dig enough, and I feel that that particular scene or that recording was done before this whole breakdown that we saw on Friday. I feel like episode 72, or that at least that scene was done before, because at the house they made it seem like they never had no talk about it. Like, he never talked to her. She gave him comfort. Oh my God, you're my, I'm your mother. You can come and talk to me about anything. And I'm like, well, he already came and talked to you. So I know that a lot of times they do record their scenes in different orders. So although we see it according to how we see it, some of those different episodes are recorded out of order. So I feel like that they recorded episode 72. No, they recorded. Yeah, I think they recorded episode 72 after, no, before. What have I just said, honey? The one that they did Friday, I feel like that was what that script was, but I think that episode 72 came, around it. But y'all understand what I mean. But thank you, Miss Pearlie. I really, really do appreciate your input. Thank you. And you don't have to answer that, because I know that's a very personal question as to whether or not you work in the field or how you're connected to it. But I feel like, you really are very well versed in that industry, and I appreciate you if you are. I really do honor you, and I thank you for being you. James also, he thanked her as well, so thank y'all. All right, we have Cynthia Judkins 2250. Hey, sis, she says, Jacob got on my nerves this episode, baby. Smitty was going through enough, and he should have been able to read the damn room, right? He mad at his pappy, but he want to take out the anger on Smitty. Smitty was like, look, you come to my red door, baby. I got kids I got to check on, and I'm tired. I'm sleepy. Bye. So, because you could tell that Jacob was mad at his dad, but he wasn't trying to go off on his father like that, because he respects him as being the chief, but that's his father, and that man is way bigger than him. So he was clearly upset about the whole thing, and also being the last to know. And so instead of him, coming more nicely and correct with Smitty, and they also had already had a conversation at Orphe Jean, say, look, if something happened and you find out some stuff, we might have to part ways, because then, it's your husband, and my dad. We might find out some shit that we have to stand by our significant others, just in case. And so I thought Jacob was like, yeah, I understand that, and I'm cool, but the law is the law. I get that. But Smitty didn't agree to that, because some journalists can be real dirty, honey. They can be real shady. So yeah, I thought that was interesting. That was interesting. And we have Cynthia. She also says, ooh, some of the scenes today had me wanting to cry. Like, I was right there with them. Yeah, it was a very emotional episode. It was so emotional, so emotional. It was a lot. And to me, it had a lot of, well, okay, you had a lot of, what is it, parent-ish child connections. You had Smitty and Samantha. You had Nicole and Anita. You had Granddaddy, Vernon, and Martin. You had Elon, and you had Jacob. So it was a lot of like parent, conversations, parental conversations that happened a lot. I noticed that after I had looked at it. I was like, okay, yeah, I didn't see a lot of no Ashley, no couple stuff. It was more parent, let me sit down and tell this child what I feel like they need to know, whether it was in a comforting, or whether I ain't gonna tell you but so much, or it's all right, or like it with Elon and Jacob, mind your fucking business before you get hurt. So yeah, that's what I noticed in Friday's episode. So yeah, this video is gonna be a little bit longer than normal, but that's okay. That's what we do. We sit on the front porch, honey. We got James. James responded to Cynthia. He's like, "Look, be honest, Cynthia. You wanted to make some sense into one or two of them folks too, right? Which ones were they?" James, stop poking the bear. Stop it. So Cynthia responded. She said, James, I would want to shake Samantha for eavesdropping on her dad when they told her only the truth. When they told her some of the truth because of her age. And also Jacob when he came back the second time to talk to Smitty. So yeah. A lot of us wanted to shake the shit out of them. But thank you, James. Thank you, as always, y'all. Thank you. We have Jasmine Williams 5565. She says, Really one of the best daytime soaps ever. I agree, Auntie. Yes, girl, the way one spoke to his gay grandson about his loving marriage to his white husband. This incident could have easily have happened in this incident could have easily happened in 1925. It was handled authentically. Yes, girl. That's deep. Thank you so much, Jasmine. Yeah, I thought that it was so loving how this he's traditional. Like Vernon, you could tell that he old school. He's traditional. Been married to the same woman. You know, I'm thinking that maybe they didn't have any affairs or anything, but I feel like Vernon has had something because a lot of those civil rights leaders back in the day, we're just finding out that a lot of them, you know, had some little side play because they were never home. They was traveling all the time. But I think Anita, because she was on tour, he was doing his thing. And, you know, I feel like he might have had something on the side or at least thought about it. But, yeah, I think it was so great how they are able to weave a lot of a lot of current shit in today's time and how they able to weave it into the script. So yes, but thank you, Jasmine. As always, we have Miss Carolyn McWilson 497. Miss Carolyn, she says, throughout the years, Nicole has analyzed the whole family and now she is trying to be the fixer. And how? Girl, your guess is as good as mine. How in the fuck she gonna be fixing somebody when she needs to be fixed? I can't wait to see how she's going to be talking to Bill about, and I'm the fixer now. You ain't gonna be able to do that. Bill fixed that shit. That was him. He's always been the fixer. So now what you gonna do? Sit everybody on the couch and have them spill some tea to you? They're not gonna do that. Like I said, Vanessa was too scared to tell about the damn that she had a damn lunch date at the damn press conference with damn Joey. So they don't trust you. They just don't. All right, and we have Miss Carolyn. She also says Nicole did everything but offer up her home to Smitty and the kids. You better say that. She didn't even tell Martin to come stay with her. Now that I think about it, don't she got that big ass house that she's trying to sell, I guess? Damn. You would think it would look like, no, mama, no, I'm going to have my son come stay with me so I can find out and bond with his ass. That's what I'm finna do. No, Martin, get your suitcases and come stay with me. Whew, girl. All right. Thank you so much, Miss Carolyn. We have Cynthia Junkins, 2250. She says, Nicole was out of line with her mom. I agree with you 100,000%, my love. She was very disrespectful. And this lady is about to damn have your son stay with her. No, just think about that shit. He's clearly closer to Anita and Vernon than he was to Ted and Nicole. I'm sorry. Because he followed the same path as his grandfather to be in politics. Ted is a surgeon. He's a doctor. She's a psychiatrist. He didn't even want, no. Sometimes I forget. I ain't even gonna lie. Sometimes I used to forget that Ted and Nicole was his parents. Because there's no, I don't see the connection. I could count on one hand how many times that boy sat down and even had a damn lunch day at Orphy James with his pappy. But with Vernon, I run out of fingers and toes. You know what I'm saying? Every time you turn around, he's having one-on-one conversation with his grandpappy. So I don't know. It would have made sense for her to tell him, like, look, you come over here because we need to do some more talking, you know. But he didn't. And she didn't offer either. Shit. But thank you, Cynthia, as always. Let's see, Miss Welder. Hey, Miss Welder. Hey. She says, I think there was a pow pow. They mentioned it on today's episode. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, Anita did mention it in the episode that they did have one. Because I thought I remember seeing one of them. I think it was one of the guys who pulled it out from the back. But I just didn't remember it being used. That's why I was like, well, how did one person, fall out DEAD? Did he get SHOT? I was like, I don't know. Cause I was like, what did damn Martin hit the man with? Was it a tire iron, his fist? I don't know. So it was confusing to me about how the other brother, fell out and just didn't wake up. I just didn't. I could understand now if the one that he was wailing on, he was beating his ass nonstop. That Vernon had to pull him off. I could see if he didn't survive. I was like, yeah, because that was that was a beating that was gonna take him straight to hell. So, but I was like, I didn't really. That wasn't believable that he hit that man hard, that he just, But that does happen. We've had celebrities who've fallen down. Oh my God, down in ski crashes. You had Gary Coleman who fell down and passed away. I think he had some ailments. And there was one, Nastasia something. I can't remember the man who is does the Taken movies. His wife, she was a celebrity. She fell down on in a ski accident and died. It's like it happens. So I get that. If you get a mighty blow, it could definitely knock you out. So yeah, I get that, but I don't know. But thank you so much, Miss Welder, as always. We have Jasmine Williams 5565. My girl is back. She says Nicole has been so high on the pedestal that her son didn't know what to say to her after his trauma, and even in that dramatic moment, and she wonders why no one tells her nothing. No one wants her disdain. She was so wrong to her mama. She needs to ask herself, why didn't Martin come running to her, and why did Ted run away while she was jabbing herself with needles? Ooh, girl, a few showers and meditation won't wash it away, girl. Won't wash it away, princess. You better say that. I think that during that time that she was having those miscarriages and stuff, she was a bitch. She clearly was hard as fuck on Ted, and Ted didn't find that soft place to fall, so he found the crazy place to fall. Again, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. But at the same time, I think that we are seeing all of the things, that the attitude, the personality that Ted probably was dealing with back then when she was going through all those miscarriages and stuff. And he couldn't find it. You know, nobody can find it. And again, they know how fragile she is, and they just wasn't trying to get her involved like that, you know, because they know, well, we should tell the truth, and the truth, you know. They would not have, she would not have supported that whole, let's keep this shit a secret. Danny wouldn't have said shit if they would have told Danny, you know. She's going to be the one that's going to understand, well, I mean, I can understand why Daddy didn't want to tell us. It's like, yeah, he was saving the name. I get it. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I bet you Danny's going to understand it. I don't think that she's going to be as extra as Nicole has been during this whole thing. So yeah. Cynthia Judkins 2250, she says, I think Danny will have a totally different reaction when they tell her. Yeah, I just said that. I didn't even see that until I looked up. Yeah, I agree. I really agree. I agree that it would be different. So James, he responds and says, I wouldn't bet on it. When Danny finds out the pressure Vernon put on Bill to quote unquote fix the Martin mess, how the stress put distance between her and Bill and pushed Bill into the arms of Haley. And now, how pressed into a corner by the relentless racist blackmailer, her Bill was left with little choice but to stand aside and allow a murder to happen. All of this because Vernon didn't handle the situation better than he did. I could see Danny and Bill reuniting and Nicole marrying Dr. Carlson, and putting Vernon and Anita in their rear view mirror. I'm telling you, I think you wanted them damn writers, James. I think you wanted them damn writers. Since you said that, you know, I still believe that Danny won't be as, how should I say? She might be like, Bill, what else is you hiding? You hear that from me. What else is you hiding? And Bill gonna be like, look, you need to go ask your father. Because that Jim that they said, well, Daddy's going to be really mad when we tell her what we've been hiding. I'm like, damn, y'all hiding more secrets? From I feel like they have, because remember, that's the only one thing that they know about. That's the only one thing that we all know about. So Danny might try to go to Vernon and be like, look, Vernon, you need to come clean, Daddy. Daddy, you need to come clean and sit down and tell me everything, because I feel like it's because of you that made my marriage break up. And like I said, I really don't feel that their marriage was solely because of her. I think it had a lot to do with damn Vernon and all of the pressure and all of the shit that he had to do to maintain his damn reasons for why he did what he did as a lawyer, and not just as no fucking lawyer, as a dirty fucking lawyer. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. It's interesting. It's going to be really good to see them finally be relieved and tell a lot of the secrets, because I think that him and Anita just been holding on to way too much shit. So thank you so much, y'all. And I really appreciate that angle, James. That does make a lot of sense. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll definitely see. I also feel that Nicole probably will feel a little connected to Carlton. But Carlton's like, look, just let me know, man. I'll go ahead and hit on your wife, so she can see what type of asshole I am. And then you can look good. But no, Carlton is definitely going to show up to be the new prince in town. So yeah, thank you. James also says Vernon is starting to act like he's got some sense. Yeah, he did. He's accepting responsibility for the mistakes he's made. Anita still is shameless. Yeah, Martin is aimless. And Nicole is blameless. Okay, bars. All right, bars. Go ahead. Somebody give me an amen. Amen. Hallelujah. The Duprees keep so many secrets from their babies. This show should just drop beyond the gates and rename their show. Like I said, the Secret Storm, black folks version. I told you they should call it Secrets. They should call this damn show Secrets, honey. That's because it's just so merged, honey. It's just so merged. Okay, James also says Vernon's commanding, condescending relationship with Bill, not to mention now his self-admitted screw up with the whole Martin affair, caused Bill to resent the old man. Might have been the catalyst that caused his disaffection toward Danny, made him susceptible to gold digger Haley, and ruined his marriage. A tentacle of Vernon's screw up was a now bitter Bill forcing the Duprees to attend his wedding so that he can hurt Vernon by hurting his precious baby girl Danny. Danny takes a bang bang to the wedding, disgraces herself and her family. Vernon, Anita, and others concluded to keep the horrible truth about Martin's part in the scandal away from Nicole, a strong, intelligent woman. She didn't achieve what she has by being stupid and weak, but that's how her parents must have perceived her. Wow, I didn't think about that. And now they face the consequences of Nicole's righteous indignation. Anita and Vernon Dupree are not candidates for Parents of the Year by any stretch. Nicole is right. Don't be surprised if Danny doesn't kick her parents to the curb too. Good observation. All right, we have Miss Crystal Waters. Hey, Crystal, 4426. She says, Nicole went way overboard. It was wrong for her to talk to her mammy like that. All her little comeback lines were very disrespectful. That's why they kept her sanctimonious ass out of the loop. Nicole. Now, everything is all about you and your feelings and about not being told. So I guess she'll divorce Ted now because he worked on a man's face when her father asked him to and didn't tell her. Triple K Kenny had to be in shock and bleeding from the fractured bones all in that man's face. In this case, Ted did what he could do to help. Otherwise, your son might have been the cause of a second man's death. Nicole, go ahead, Crystal. You better break it down. Okay. Girl, you said a mouthful, honey. Yeah, it was disrespectful. I did not like how she talked to Anita. It's only because she's hurt. She's not dealing with her true feelings. So, yeah. All right, we got James. He also responded to Crystal. He says, Nicole isn't going to divorce Ted because he fixed a racist broken face and kept that fact away from her, although as Martin's mama, she deserved to know. Nicole is going to divorce Ted because he fixed that thang-a-lang into Leslie's hoo-ha. Produced a beautiful baby girl at the same time. Nicole had conceived a beautiful baby girl, and he kept that fact from her. Yeah, I think just keeping shit from her altogether, she's just not going to just feel it. I knew she was going to take her ass right on over there. I knew she was taking her ass right over there after she left her mammy house. I knew it. But thank you, Crystal. Thank you, James. We have Miss Carolyn McWilson, 497. She says, I say let Nicole be the fixer so she can FAFO. Oh, God, Miss Carolyn. Oh, my God. James, Nicole, ... FAFO, not going to happen. Who pictures are next to the definition of FAFO right now? Vernon and Anita. They still looking good, though. They do. They still be looking good. But, yeah, I think Vernon really is opening up his eyes, ears, everything to what he has done. Because, again, why were Elon and Marcel so quick to run to his rescue when he called? It's like that was not their first rodeo. And he knew to call Bill to fix it. What other, Bill ain't gonna have no damn reputation of being called the fixer after one damn incident. Bill has fixed a lot of shit around there. So what else, huh? What else? Right? All right, thank you. Thank you so much, James and Miss Carolyn. Miss Carolyn also says Chelsea was disrespectful to Bill. Eva will go the distance with Tomas, and she may get pregnant, and this will be what Leslie needs to seal the deal. Haley, for there to be a baby Hamilton. Yeah, I think that sounds about right. And James also says again, Haley is supposed to be in her first trimester. Tomas and Eva ain't even got naked yet. They just kissed. How long is Haley supposed to be pregnant? She's too pretty and too petite to be an African elephant. How long do African elephants stay pregnant? Haley can't be pregnant. Oh, okay, for 22 months. Bill will have gray hair before his baby Hamilton is born, if she has it. And you know that bitch gonna wind up blaming Danny for making her have a miscarriage if she does. If she does it, like they said, it's gonna be more of a miscarriage of justice than just a fucking miscarriage. But thank y'all. Y'all be having me crack up. Okay, we got my girl Jasmine Williams, 5565. She says, I understand the elaborate cover up, okay? Moron Martin does not have the brains to be a congressman, too high strung, controlling, and he won't answer a question. Maybe that makes a president after all. Damn. Jasmine, you better read. She says, but I digress. But Nicole should have been told, yes. The fact that she is so judgy could have something to do with why no one told her. Martin was standing there looking at Vernon like, help me, quote unquote, help me, like the fly in the movie. Help me. He still couldn't tell his mammy. Yep. How many showers and meditation will she need to get past this one? That's why they didn't tell her ass. But watch out now, because she has flipped the fucking script. Yes, she has, honey. Ooh, the pages have turned when it comes to Dr. Nicole Richardson, baby. It has turned. Okay, we got a lot right here between Peace and James. Okay, let me see what Peace Angel 4192 has to say. Hey, Peace, how you doing, girl? Peace says, when the Hill Williams confronted Vernon and Martin like the civil rights workers were trained to do, Vernon moved from nonviolent direct action to gangster mode. Nonviolence used during demonstrations, etc., was only one part of multifaceted strategizing. Even MLK Jr. stayed strapped. There were groups like the Deacons for Defense who armed up and patrolled their communities against the Triple Ks and the blue, the COPSs. Vernon ain't nothing to play with. This may be an unpopular opinion, but Nicole and Smitty are doing way too much. I need them to lighten up. Nicole better save her energy for when she runs up on Ted and Leslie's nasty ass is ready to kick off round 2. Right? Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Peace. You better say that. You better give us some little history. Thank you, Peace. Thank you so much, Peace. Okay, now we got James. James says, no disrespect to Vernon. Had he just been 5 years younger, the struggle that night would have been 2-on-2 and not 2-on-1.5. Vernon was getting handled during the fight, and in its aftermath, he handled the response so badly it's damaged his family and put them all in danger. Deacons for Defense, Malcolm X, and the Black Panther Party, thank you for shouting out the other side of the struggle. That's right. Vernon and Anita had better leave their princesses alone. Their secrets and lies have damaged them enough. Because of them, Danny was forced to attend her ex-husband's sham wedding to a hussy Haley, during which she discharged a bang bang, and Nicole has been so horribly treated that now she has to pick up the pieces of her shattered son. Ooh, that is so deep. It's like my Febreze goddess is up for the task, though. Thank you so much, James, as always. And we have Peace. She comes back and says, James, honey, you are so right about Vernon's age being a hindrance in that situation. His power dynamic has definitely shifted. He still ain't nothing to play with. I completely agree that his and Mama Nita's handling of things produced some bitter shit. Yeah. Still, I'm gonna need Madame Febreze to use a suppository and calm her ass down before she She harms her health. She's too valuable a character, and she needs to be ready to support Martin and muck up Leslie. Yeah, I agree. Muck Leslie the fuck up. Yeah. Thank you so much, Peace, as always. Thank you. And we have my boo, Cynthia Judkins, 2250. Hey, sis, she said confession time. I apologize if I've spelled your name wrong. Is it Shar, S-H, or it's S, like in Sam? But thank you, girl. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it's Shar, darling. But thank you. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate that. I really do. You are such a sweetheart. Okay. Okay, y'all. While I was editing this video, for some reason, some of the comments are hidden. So if y'all said something and you noticed that I didn't respond, it wasn't that I ignored it. It was just like it was hidden. Something, I guess with you becoming a partner, they give you access to all these different other features and stuff. So I clicked on it and I saw like one of James's comments that I didn't even see on the main page. But anyway, James says, Elon, the chief of police, tells his son, a police detective, to back off a case of potentially criminal activity in progress before you get hurt, quote unquote. We all saw Jacob's facial expression after Elon said that. How is Elon being professional in that moment? It's a good thing Marcel doesn't have any children. He'd be just like Vernon, Anita, Martin, and Elon, lying and keeping secrets from his kids too. I think that's one of the characteristics of being a parent on this show, that you have to keep secrets. You have to lie to the kids to protect them, of course. But thank you, James. I didn't even notice that. I was editing and trying to match everything up, and then something said, click this damn button right here. So I clicked. I was like, wait a minute. James had said something else about my Elon, and I didn't even see that. So yeah, I wanted to go ahead and squeeze this in here before we talk about episode number 72. So let's get to episode 72. Let's go to the actual video itself. Remember, I posted video episode number 72 because that thing bothered me about the fact that he did go to talk to her. And I felt like she was very dismissive. And like I said, Miss Pearlie Cole's statement had me go back to find it. And I tried to find it, and I finally found it. And I needed to go back just to see how she handled it. I still think that how she handled him at that time, she still had that psychiatrist hat on. Although he said, I want to talk to my mom. And she was like, well, how did it make you feel? And, do you have these dreams often? It wasn't very mother-son. So to me, I think that she could have handled it little better than what she did, because he did go to her. But like I said, I think that particular scene, this was recorded maybe after they did Friday's episode. I feel like episode 72 was recorded after they had already recorded episode 92, 93. I can't remember. Because I'm like, girl, he already talked to you. She made it seem like that they never talked. You can talk to me about anything. I'm your mom or stuff. I'm like, why she just didn't bring up the fact that, yeah, I remember you came and talked to me before about a month ago. Was that what this was about? She ain't never say nothing. So it really did bother me, y'all. I'm sorry, but it just bothered me. So I had to go back and take a look at that. And I think on that day, she had a lot of visitors on that day. And Nicole was like, I'm the star. But when he came by, I was like, I've got it. Like I said, I'm not going to get monetized on this, and it's okay. It just really bothered me that I had to really go back to find out what happened. So let me see the comments over here. We have Grad Girl. Thank you. Hey, Grad Girl. What's going on, boo? What's going on, girl? Thank you so much for commenting on this video. Please don't let this be the first or last time that you comment, honey, because over here, your words do matter, okay? She says, I remember when Smitty told her Martin was having nightmares. I remember that too. She didn't follow up then because Vanessa came over. Okay, I remember that. That bothered me also. Thank you, Grad Girl. She was warned more than once. Recap, Auntie, you're the best. Oh, thank you, guys. God, girl. Thank you, boo. I appreciate you. Thanks for sharing. I appreciate you, my love. I really do appreciate you. Okay, we have Miss Pearlie Cole, 9546. Miss Pearlie over here, too. She says, doctors aren't supposed to treat family. She gave him a list of doctors and told him to seek out therapy. Thank you so much, Miss Pearlie. Like I said, it's because of you that had me go back and take a look at that. So I really appreciate your expertise and what you're saying. But I felt like when he came over to talk to her in that particular scene, I feel like when he asked that, he said, I just want to talk to my mom right now. She still kept on that psychiatrist had. She did not allow the mother side to come through. So that's what I feel. But thank you. We're definitely, like I said, your words matter. Nobody is right or wrong. You know, like I said, I agree with everybody on over here. And I'm glad that y'all are talking, baby. I love this. Thank you so much, Miss Pearlie. Okay, we have Cynthia Junkins 2250. She says she could have done a follow-up with him to see if he had spoke to someone about it. She definitely could have. She definitely didn't do enough, in my opinion. You know, she really just didn't do enough, in my opinion. But thank you so much, Cynthia. We have James. James says, as I said, Anita equals shameless, Martin equals aimless, and Nicole equals blameless. Her psychiatrist experiences helped her to probe into the issue, but her mother's vibe was on lock. Okay. Nicole asked Martin, what point blank do you think that you have these nightmares or hallucinations are coming from? Where do you think they're coming from? From a real life experience. He did lie. Okay, I get that. Did you go through something traumatic that I don't know about? Nicole was on it. Okay, Martin should have said, why, yes, mother, 2 years ago, blase, blase, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Martin answered instead that he didn't know what was causing his nightmares. He just wanted them to stop. Martin's is a grown ass man who lied to his mammy when she should have asked the right questions. I don't know what else Nicole was supposed to do. Okay, I get that. I get that. But he never really felt comfortable in coming clean to her. I do feel like it is a shame on him, and I feel like he did lie to her. I don't even know if he said at that time he didn't know what the nightmares were about. He would see different, figures and flashes of lights and stuff. So I don't even know if he felt that the nightmares were a part of, what happened 2 years ago. I don't even know if he connected the dots until now he said at that time he said he started seeing the nightmares like in mid sentence, like be in the middle of the day and all of a sudden he blacked the fuck out and then he sees all this shit. So he definitely suppressed it, when it happened because they made him do that, but eventually started back coming to the surface. So I don't even know what he did, but I agree. He should have told her point blank, yes, mom, about 2 years ago. But his loyalty was more so toward his father, his grandfather and his grandmother. And they told him don't say shit. And he didn't say shit. But like I said in my response to you, James, Nicole is still my girl. Yeah, she's still my girl. I still think that she should have did some more probing, being his mother. But I don't feel I feel that he has a more motherly bond with Anita. You saw how Anita embraced him and loved on him and come here, baby. I'm gonna do everything I can to protect you. Blah blah blah. Nicole didn't do that. She was so pissed. She around there trying to go to everybody's house. So they have a different way of mothering. I see the mothering aspect more in Danny when it comes to Chelsea than I have seen Nicole when it comes to Martin. It's not there. It's just not there. Even before this whole test situation. But anyway, thank you so much, James. I really appreciate you. You're my dude. All right, we have Miss Gina Lloyd. Hey, Gina, thank you so much for coming, my love. Please don't let this be the first or last time you comment on this channel, honey, because guess what? Your words matter over here, girl. Miss Gina says, no, you are spot on. Nicole knew Martin was deeply troubled about something. So as his mammy, she was supposed to dig a little deeper before telling him to speak to a different professional. And even as she was told what actually happened, wait a minute, let me read this again. And even as she was being told what actually happened, she never once thought back to their conversation. Nicole needs to own that Martin tried coming to her for help, but she's too busy pointing fingers at everybody else. I never thought that I wouldn't like a Dupree, but I'm kind of done with Nicole's high and mighty ass. I said not high and mighty. Well, yeah, I think that she handled that a whole lot different. And so I just laughed at that. And then so I see Crystal Crystal Waters 4426, she says, she responded to Gina. She says, if your child, honey, tells you that they think that they're losing their mind up in here, you should do more than just send them a list of therapists and then send them on their way. If she had acted then with a quarter of the passion that she has now, she probably know more about his mindset. Sorry, I'm not feeling Nicole at all right now. A lot of people not feeling her. They're not feeling her. That's why I had to go back and get that damn episode because I know they talked about it. And it was like recent. So I'm loving all of everybody what they're saying about this. And so we have my girl Raquel Batson 3260. Hey Raquel, what's going on, girl? Raquel says she was a little disconnected. I agree. She was still in a psychiatrist mode and she never reached out to him to follow up. As a mom, I would have been checking in with him on a regular. She never even asked if he found a there how was therapy. Nothing. I know that she has a lot going on, but damn. Yeah, Raquel, I agree. She should have definitely checked up on her baby boy. It's like he came over there. He looked like something was wrong. Like I said just recently, I can finally see that Martin has some peace of mind. I see that. It's very clear. The actor who's portraying this character, he's finally looking like he has some damn peace. But on that particular video, I'm like, she was still in psychiatrist mode. She's like, well, tell me what's going on. Tell me what's on your mind. What do you think about when you? I mean, it was like, she was leaned back. Although, and maybe they should have been in a different setting because I don't even think they were in her living room. They looked like they were in her office, another part somewhere, and dealing with the past, all these little nuggets that he mentioned that he's like, man, grandma's really dealing with the past. It must be very healing. She's like, sounds like you got something to talk about. Like, there was no motherly connection there. Although she did exactly what a psychiatrist is supposed to do. She did. But when that boy walked in there, she gave him a choice. Was it, do you want me to answer in mother mode or psychiatrist? He said, I just need my mom. And I do fault him for not telling. I mean, she asked him, was there something that you went through that was very traumatic that I don't know about, boy? No, not that I remember. You remember. You remember, honey. You fucking remember. You really do. So thank y'all. Woo, child. Y'all have really showed out and I love it. I love it. I love it. All of the wonderful words, all of the wonderful feedback has been so great. And I really appreciate everybody taking the time out of your busy weekend schedule to say what you have to say, and you said what you said, and that means so much to me. Whew, yes. So yeah, that thing just bothered me. I just felt that in that scene on Friday, how she acted like that they never talked about, and he didn't even try to acknowledge it. Like, Mom, remember my? I was like, man, they must have recorded that whole secret revelation before they recorded episode number 72. There's no way. There's no way they should have had that argument without him saying, Mom, remember I came to you before and told you about it. Remember? Didn't even mention it. So it didn't make a connection. It didn't read well. And some of us were bothered. I still love Nicole. I think that she's a classy lady. I knew eventually her ass was going to turn because of the fact that she was perfect. Everything, she was just a princess. Everybody calls her a princess, honey. And so we seeing her, that princess, turn into something different, and I can't wait to see how bad she's gonna be. I really can't. I like to see a character who stretches himself. They look very innocent, but then they just take a whole different turn. So I'm super duper excited about seeing how she's gonna let this character evolve into somebody that we probably will not like. She probably wind up being worse than Leslie. Because Leslie, her time is she's still on the series. I know she said one time that they were in like episode 120 something. So she's still on there every now and then. But I can't wait. I cannot wait to see how Nicole evolves. See if James is still going to be in love with her. And see she's still going to be his Febreze queen, honey. And see how everything is going to evolve with her character, because I'm sure she's an actress. She's been in music videos. She's been doing this thing for years. So I'm sure that Daphne is going to fuck up the role perfectly like she should do. All right, so y'all take it easy. That's all I'm going to say. At least as long as nobody else ain't got that to say. If not, I will see y'all in the next video. I also, one more thing. I know that there are some people who comment like on an older video. Like somebody did a comment on episode number 90. I don't go back that far because, girl, if I do, I'll never get through shit. I almost thought about just saving all of the comments to the end of the week and just talking about it then. But that's going to be a long fucking video. We ain't doing that because this is almost going on an hour. So if you the furthest that I'll go back is maybe one episode, but I'm not going back to episode 90. Although what that person said was bomb, honey. But again, your words matter. So if you're watching this, If you want me to read your comments, I'm going to read them anyway, but I'd rather for it to be on that particular day that regarding that particular episode. So if it's episode 99, baby, go ahead and say all your shit on number 99, because I ain't reaching back to 89. I'm going to stick on 99 because, it doesn't make sense to keep going backwards because I'll never be able to move forward. So if you got something to say, I'm going to definitely read your comment, but make sure that it sticks to that particular day. Unless I reach back like I did with the one over the weekend. If it's an extra and I pull an old episode out, then yeah, let's talk about that. But otherwise, y'all keep talking because, again, your words over here matter so much. Everybody's words matter. And I know that everybody behind these words have a story. Your expertise, your history. I know that you are important. So thank y'all again. Whew, I'm going to chill. I got to do Divorce Sisters now. So y'all take it easy, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.